I already got a piece of elm on the Worktable sawmill. It's about 4 inches at its widest part in width and about 8 inches, a little better than 8 inches tall. The length is just over 4 feet, almost, actually 2 inches shy of 5 feet. How long did I say? 2 inches shy of 5 feet. But it's kind of rough at the end. An old barn beam. A lot of people would want to use this for a mantle or something, but I think there's just too much weirdness on it. Underneath, there are some holes, about 1.5 inch holes that come up about this far. And there's 4 of them across here, which would kind of make it difficult to do an awful lot with. But what I have in mind is a little piece of furniture that would show off this wood just really nicely. So I'm going to cut some 5/4 slabs or slices off this, and they'll eventually be trimmed down much finer than that, but it'll be a good start. So I'll set the camera up and we'll take some slices off this. Fans going, so it's a little noisier than usual. So I got 2 nice slices off this. I'm going to take one more, then flip the log over, this beam over, and take a slice off either this side or this side. You'll see when I flip it over where the holes are. But so far I'm pretty pleased with that. This is nice, nice wood. I'm going to get a couple nice pieces of furniture out of this. So a couple more slices to go. Put you on time lapse again. So we just took slices off the top of this beam here, and you can see these are the holes that I was talking about, and this hole in particular is probably within about 1/2 inch of the surface of this. So I can't take any more slices off this way. However, I do see an opportunity to get a slice down here. So it may not be exactly perfect, but if I can get as close to these holes as possible, we should get a nice about 1 inch, a 5/4 slice off that. So I'll set the log up to do that and be back when I'm ready. Okay, I've got a log set up. The cut's going to come across here, just clearing the top of those holes that are in the side of this beam. That'll give us sections in the middle that we can probably do something with, but that'll give us the best yield out of this log that we can get. So I'll put you back on time lapse and we'll make one more cut. So there's our final cut. As you can see, we just skimmed the top of these 2 holes, and it's got a little bit extra on that one. Just barely skimmed that. There's a little bit more clearance on these two holes, but there wasn't a lot of, not a lot to give here. This hole was a little bit deeper. This hole was even deeper yet. That hole would go almost a full finger. I'd wind up with just about an inch on the top. So if I need to, I could get skim a little bit off that, but I'm now into material that is entirely workable on the table saw. So in fact, that will be the next step, is to go to the table saw and trim some of this up. You can see though that this elm lumber does have a lot of similarity to oak. The grain pattern is quite similar, but it is a much softer material than the oak, than oak is rather. Also, elm tends to have, in this part of the world, succumbed to something called the Dutch Elm Disease, which was a boring beetle. And you can see some of the activity here in this wood. So again, another one of these, it was a beautiful, majestic tree that succumbed to the disease from that beetle. Anyway, we'll turn that into some lovely furniture. So the initial cut here just took that, sorry, the initial cut was the board that I put over there on the counter with the holes in it. I've got a good section there, almost 2 by 2-ish. That might be good for legs, so I'm not going to cut any more off that yet. The next piece I just cut to a dimensional 5/4. It's a little bit shy of 5/4 at this end, but again, we can work with that. Next, what I got to do with these pieces, I'm going to use a bed rail technique and get a straight edge on all 3 of these, and then we'll cut them down to dimensional pieces. So here is a very good illustration of why I don't like to use expensive blades. Look how close we came to hitting that with the sawmill. The sawmill went through here and just missed that nail. There's no way I would have seen that. That was buried deep into the wood. So I'll figure out a way to get that out, but woo, that was a close one. Obviously we nicked it with the table saw, but again, a $13 blade on the table saw, I'm not terribly worried. So this is the material that we got out of that elm log. I'm really pleased with this. This is going to turn into something real nice. So thanks, John. Really appreciate this log. It took a little while to get to it, but we got a picture of the thing that we want to build. So next build video that I'll be putting up will be the making of the table from this beam. So please like and subscribe, and you'll see all the aftermath of what becomes of what would have been a discarded frame, timber frame.